Jerry, winner of our contest on Myouterspace. That's our first competition.
The folks at Toon Boom are giving you a shot to animate me. It's a contest.
You could argue that animation is the true 20th century art form, and there you are. How did you get there?
Well, just like you said, for me, animation is one of the greatest art forms. They say if Da Vinci was alive today, he'd be a filmmaker. And I'd argue he'd go a step further. He'd animate, because you can control
No, if Da Vinci were alive today, he'd be proof of the Messiah.
Yeah, something like this, exactly. Yeah. For me, you know, I love film. I love the whole process, writing, acting, all of it. And I don't have enough influence or charisma to get a whole group of people to help me out with this kind of thing. So animation was, you know, ideal. I could control everything, every aspect, and everything on the screen would have some meaning. You can do with a relatively small group of people a lot with animation that is difficult to do in film. You can create entire new worlds, which in film takes a lot of resources, you know, a lot of pocket money.
And here?
And here in animation, you know, it's whatever you think of.
Of course, there's different forms of animation.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
What brings you to the choice of Toon Boom?
I got into 3D animation at one point, but there was something so beautiful about two-dimensional animation. The old classic style, Betty Boop, right? Felix the Cat.
Even going to as basic as that.
Yeah.
Original Mickey Mouse sort of thing.
It was amazing, the way things flowed and moved, you know. It was great.
Wow, I've never sort of thought of that.
No.
Stick figures.
Yeah, well, yeah. You can do a lot with
Basically.
stick figures. Billy's Balloon was stick figures.
So you're going way back to the beginnings, the
Yeah.
fundamentals.
They got it right. They did a lot of really good things.
That's a thesis I've not heard before. It's intriguing.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, we're like Mickey Mouse. Everybody thinks of, well, that's primitive Mickey Mouse, and look what Avatar is, and the difference.
It was simpler. They focused more not on just what you could do, but on what you should do. What makes something good? What makes it more real? It was about observation, not just creation. And you need observation before you can have any sort of creation.
In drawing the simple figures, it's deceptively simple, isn't it, as a drawing? If you think of the simple drawings of Picasso, or
Right.
I'm trying to think of the artists who use just line drawing, it's not easy.
It takes a lot of work to make something look simple. And that's what's beautiful about it, is that you end up with something which feels very natural. I saw some of the other animations that were much simpler and beautiful. I don't know if you remember Walk and Talk. Just this guy bobbing along, his hair flowing very naturally, right? And it was beautiful. The simplicity of it was fantastic. And that was something I wanted to go for. I did try to keep it simple with backgrounds, with some of the mechanics of it, things that would come out from the sides.
But what you've just described is so fundamental. It's got such strength. I am fascinated by the subject, as all of us are fascinated by animation and that aspect of it in science fiction films. We have a science fiction magazine here, and a group of people watching the interview itself, and you out there watching and being presumably as equally fascinated by animation as we are. I'd never sort of let my mind roam over the various types of animation. The guy who did the animation for Avatar, Rob Powers, met him, and in fact, we're going to be working with him. Back to this, the scan of it is something you've obviously studied.
I developed an interest in animation, you know, when I was just a kid, and I draw my own flip books and things, and so my father was working in biochemistry at the time, so they had best computers, best graphics imaging software. And
you were able to use them?
Home. Yeah, and it was
You
great.
put your time in?
I did. You know, I had this big 21-inch drawing tablet back in the day when it cost, you know, thousands of dollars.
But you were using your dad's equipment, so it worked.
Exactly.
I'm reminded of Bill Gates, the story on Bill Gates, who went into those computers that from 3 in the morning to 6 in the morning was able. They say you got to put in 10,000 hours to become expert at what you. And he was putting his 10,000 hours on somebody else's computer when it wasn't being used, they were charging, like you were saying, so much money per hour in those times when they had the big frames. And stuff.
I just got lucky. And then from there, our high school was the first in Southern California to pick up an animation program. My teacher was pushing that through. He paid for a lot of it himself.
Really? Who's that?
Nataha Lightfoot. Great guy. Amazing teacher. He let me know that I could do anything with this. And it's true.
But this is great. This is like a calling.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I'm flabbergasted. It's as against it being idle. It's really a volcano.
I'm really looking forward to working on this with Myouterspace. This is going to be phenomenal. And working with you is a dream.
I hope so.
I want to do something that is, just understandable by everyone. Something which is, sort of campy, satirical, gritty.
Well, campy and gritty seem to be at opposite ends.
Well, they are, but they're not, because if you love anything, you see both sides to it, right? You see how cheesy it is, but you can feel how real it is at the same time. You can laugh, but at the same time, you want to go home and cry because it's got drama to it.
Well, what a great concept to start with. Sami Oridi, who is responsible for running, this is his grand idea, which he invited me to be part of. He'll speak to that, and we'll get something going. That is fascinating. So you won the contest.
Right.
What did you win?
First, I got the free Toon Boom software. This is great software. It's worth $2,000, which is tough for a lot of us to come up with.
We gave you that?
Yeah.
Holy cats! Where did we come up with that kind of expense?
Thank you. I get some online courses, and I get a job opportunity working here with you guys on this new.
Isn't that fabulous? Yeah. The one thing you're going to work with us on is a project we've been working on for quite some time. We've had a lot of meetings with a lot of people called the Zenoids, and my concept of the Zenoids is it's an opening act in the future.
Right.
An alien opening act for an alien major act. So they're like a family singing group that will open. In tents and arenas on other planets. And the group fractures. The mother and father and son and daughter fracture. The family fractures as a result of jealousy, greed, all the basics, and then they come back together. And it's a project that Sami and I have been bouncing around with each other for the longest time. You may be the answer to getting it going.
Yeah, I've seen some of the character designs and some of the story. It really looks very cool.
Yeah. So he is our winner, animation winner. We're going to run other contests about other things, maybe more animation contests, or maybe in other fields of the science fiction film, writing, production, whatever. We'll come up with other ways of competing, looking for you guys to join in the competition, and you can see it's for real. We're offering what we can and trying to stir up that interest that we can, and come along with us. It's going to be quite an adventure. What a pleasure to talk to you.
You too.
And congratulations on winning, and let's see what else we can all do together.
Well, thank you very much.
It'd be great. Let's take a look at his winning video and see what we've got.
It's me, William Shatner. This is also me. As a person who likes to try a lot of things, it's only natural that the animated me would inherit my ability to morph into whatever I imagine. Join us on Myouterspace. Maybe you'll meet me and not even know it.